Welcome to the Dead Right, where forgotten histories rise again. Every story told here is more than history, it is a ritual that brings to life the tragedies, mysteries, and horrors buried in silence. Light from the hallway spills into the immense, dark library. Ilara steps inside, a suitcase in one hand. She wears practical trousers and a jacket, a stark contrast to the Gothic gloom. She looks around, her professional curiosity quickly tinged with unease. The scale of the task is immense. Dust motes dance in the slivers of light fighting through the dirty glass dome above. Silas Blackthorn stands just inside the door, a gaunt silhouette. He lights an oil lamp on the central desk. The flame casts his sunken features into sharp relief. Silas. Welcome, Miss Vance. To what remains of the Blackthorn Library? Ilara. Setting her case down. It's formidable. I've never seen a private collection of this size. You said it was mostly 18th and 19th century? Silas. Mostly. The collection goes back further. Much further. My ancestors were prolific in their acquisitions. He gestures a thin hand around the room. His movements are slow, deliberate, as if every motion costs him energy. Silas, CONT'd. Your task is to create a comprehensive catalogue. Author, title, date, condition. My lawyers insist on evaluation. Ilara. It's what I do, Mr. Blackthorn. I'll treat them with the utmost care. Silas. It is not the books that require care, Miss Vance. It is yourself. Ilara gives him a faint, puzzled smile. Ilara. I think I can handle a little dust and brittle paper. Silas's eyes, deep-set and dark, hold hers. There is no humor in them. Silas. The rules are simple. You may work from dawn until dusk. The lamp must remain lit at all times. You are to leave before the sun fully sets. You are not to attempt to read from any of the books marked with a blackthorn blossom on the spine. He points to a bookshelf near the fireplace. The shadows there seem particularly dense. Ilara. A blackthorn blossom? Is it a rare printing mark? Silas. It is a warning. Heed it. The estate grounds are unkind after dark. The path back to the village is clear only in the light. Do you understand? Ilara. Nodding slowly. Catalogue. Lamp lit. Leave before dark. Avoid the blackthorn books. Understood. Silas. Good. I will not disturb you. You will not see me until you leave. He turns and leaves, closing the heavy door behind him. The sound echoes through the vast room. Ilara is alone. She lets out a breath she didn't realize she was holding. She looks around, her archivist's eye taking over. She runs a finger along a shelf, leaving a trail in the thick dust. She pulls out a volume at random. It's a treatise on astronomy. Normal. Another on botany. Normal. Her gaze drifts to the forbidden section. The shadows there seem to shift, just slightly. She shakes her head, chiding herself for an overactive imagination. Ilara. Muttering to herself. Right. Let's get to work. She opens her case, pulling out her laptop, a digital camera, gloves, and a notebook. She sets up at the desk, the oil lamp her sole source of light in the cavernous room. Ilara is fully immersed in her work. She's efficient, methodical. She photographs a book's cover and spine, then carefully notes its details. The light from the dome has faded. It's late afternoon. The pool of light from the oil lamp feels smaller, the surrounding darkness deeper. She gets up to stretch her legs, walking along the shelves. She stops before the forbidden section. The books here are older, bound in a darker, almost black leather. And on each spine, stamped in a silver now tarnished almost to black, is a small, 5-petaled flower. The blackthorn blossom. She looks over her shoulder. The room is silent. Empty. Against her better judgment, she reaches out. She doesn't pull a book out, but she brushes the dust from one of the spines. The title is in Latin, De Umbrarum Regni, on the Kingdom of Shadows. As her finger touches the leather, a sudden, icy coldness shoots up her arm. She yanks her hand back. And from the corner of her eye, she sees it. A shadow in the far corner, away from the lamp, detaches itself from the wall. It is not just an absence of light, it is a substance, a coalescence of darkness. It stretches, elongating, for a moment taking the vague, twisted shape of a man. Ilara freezes, her breath catching in her throat. She stares, her heart hammering. The shadow holds its form for a 3 count, then melts back into the corner, indistinguishable from the others. Ilara stumbles back to the desk, her professionalism shattered. She sits, clutching the edge of the table, her eyes fixed on the spot where she saw the thing. Ilara. Whispering. Dust. Fatigue. Trick of the light. But she doesn't believe it. Ilara is packing her things with hurried, nervous movements. She can't shake the feeling of being watched. The shadows at the edge of the lamp's glow seem alive, pressing in. The door opens. Silas stands there, his face even more pale and strained. Silas. It is time. Ilara. Gathering her coat. Yes. Yes, of course. She can't meet his eyes. She moves to leave, but he blocks the doorway slightly. Silas. You saw something. It isn't a question. Ilara. I thought I did. A shadow. It moved. Silas closes his eyes, a look of profound grief on his face. Silas. It knows you are here. It tastes your curiosity. Your knowledge. It hungers for it. Ilara. What is it? Silas. The legacy of the Blackthorns. My ancestor, Alistair Blackthorn, was a man of immense learning. He sought to know all things, even those forbidden to man. He bound a consciousness, an entity of pure void, into his first manuscript. He thought he could control it. Use it. He was wrong. Ilara. You're saying the curse is of a sentient shadow? Bound to a library? Silas. Bound to the knowledge. It grows stronger with every volume added to the collection. It feeds on the thoughts of those who read here, twisting them, draining them. It is the eternal shadow, and it is the true heir to this estate. I am merely its keeper. its anchor to this world. I cannot leave, and it will not let me die. It preserves me, so it may feed. Ilara stares at him, her skepticism utterly demolished by the raw horror in his voice. Ilara, we have to destroy it. The books? Silas. No. If you destroy a book, the shadow within is released, only to be absorbed by the others, making the whole stronger. The core, the original manuscript, is here somewhere. But to find it would be to read it, and to read it is to be consumed. Your sanity would be the feast that grants it a new form. A physical form. He looks past her, into the library. His voice drops to a terrified whisper. Silas, C-O-N-T'd. It's awake. You must go. Now. Ilara doesn't need telling twice. She pushes past him into the hallway. Silas, C-O-N-T'd. Calling after her. Remember the rules, Miss Vance. The light. Always the light. He slams the library door shut, locking himself inside with the thing. She enters the library. Silas is not there to greet her. The oil lamp is already lit on the desk. She gets to work, but her focus has changed. She is no longer just cataloguing. She is searching. She looks for the oldest book, the one that might be Alistair Blackthorn's original manuscript. The presence in the room is stronger today. The cold is deeper. Several times she sees the shadow move, a swift darting in the periphery, a slow oozing across the ceiling. She ignores it, her jaw set. Hours pass. The light fades. She finds it. Tucked away in the darkest corner, behind other books, is a massive folio. Its leather is black and strangely smooth, like petrified flesh. On the spine is a large, intricately detailed blackthorn blossom. This is it. As she reaches for it, the oil lamp on the desk flickers violently. The shadows in the room converge. The temperature plummets. Her breath fogs in the air. The shadow pulls itself from the walls, from the ceiling, from between the bookshelves. It is no longer formless. It has the shape of a tall, emaciated man, with long, clutching fingers and a smooth, featureless face. It stands between her and the desk. Between her and the light. Ilara. Backing away. I know what you are. The shadow takes a silent step forward. Ilara, C-O-N-T'd. You're not a curse. You're a parasite. And he's going to set you free. The shadow rushes at her. It's a wave of freezing darkness and psychic dread. Images of forgotten nightmares flash in her mind. Ilara doesn't run at the desk. She runs away from it, towards the fireplace. The shadow flows after her, swift and silent. She ducks behind a bookshelf just as a tendril of darkness smashes into it, sending books flying. She's cornered. The shadow looms over her, its featureless face leaning in. She feels a pulling sensation, a draining of her thoughts, her memories. Ilara. Whispering. The light. With a desperate heave, she shoves the heavy bookshelf. It teeters for a moment, then crashes forward, directly onto the central desk. The oil lamp shatters. Kerosene spills across the desk and the fallen books, and the flame catches instantly. Fire erupts, climbing up the dry, ancient paper. The shadow lets out a silent, agonized scream that echoes only in Ilara's soul. It rides, pulling back from her, dissipating as the books that are its prison begin to burn. The library door bursts open. Silas stands there, silhouetted by the fire. Silas! What have you done? Ilara! I'm setting you free. The fire is spreading rapidly, consuming shelf after shelf. The heat is intense. The shadow is being drawn back into the burning books, its form unraveling. Silas stumbles into the room, not away from the fire, but towards the original. If you like the video, please subscribe.